This is the most shakeup inside the top 10 that we've had since I started doing this series. Just about every team, I think every team inside the top 10 moved up or down at least one spot. And we have a new team at number 1, which you probably saw in the thumbnail. So let's get into it right after this. What is up, YouTube? It is your boy NMR Sports here, coming back at you with another MLB video. Today, we're going over my power rankings for the week starting in August 8th of this MLB season in 2022. Now, before we get into today's video, don't forget to leave a like on the video, help it reach more baseball fans, and comment down below if I got your team right. Did I have them too low? Did I have them too high? You guys have been very vocal with my last power rankings I did just after the trade deadline. And shout out to Manscaped, one of our newest sponsors, for sponsoring this video. Use promo code NMR on their website to get 20% off your purchase. Super excited to announce that partnership, so go check them out. NMR, I'll put the details of the link in the description. Without further ado, let's get into the video and start talking about my MLB power rankings. All right, so starting off with the numbers 26 through 30, they stayed the exact same this week. The Nationals just got swept by the Phillies. The Tigers had a 3-7 week. The A's had a rough week. The Pirates and the Angels both went 4-6 in their last 10. Just not a lot of shakeup here. All these teams playing just about exactly how I expected them to. I will say shout out to the Angels, my Angels, as you can see by my jersey and the Trout one in the background. They did split a series with the Seattle Mariners, who are probably a playoff team, so pretty excited about that. Other than that, not really a whole lot to say about each of these teams. They're all playing pretty bad baseball as of now. None of them really look like they're going to be doing any moving anytime soon. Moving on to the number 25 spot, I've got the Chicago Cubs. You could definitely make an argument of the Angels or the Pirates being up here with the Cubs and the Diamondbacks. Both of these teams are pretty mediocre, and if I was making a tier list, I would probably have them be on the bottom tier along with all the other teams 26 through 30. But I think the Diamondbacks and the Cubs have been playing a little bit better baseball than the other five we just talked about, sorry. Just above them, we've got the Colorado Rockies, who have been on a massive skid lately. They made absolutely no moves at the trade deadline. Their offense is still okay, but that pitching just isn't good, and it feels like it's never been good in Colorado. Just above them, the Texas Rangers, who have had, pretty good stretches of this MLB season, but they just can't seem to put it together over a long period of time. So right now I got them at the 22 spot. And then just above them, the Kansas City Royals have been playing slightly better baseball than each of these teams below them, so I had to put them at 21, but still kind of in that, below average tier, where not really obviously a playoff contender or anything, but they can play good baseball. They can have good stretches. They just beat the absolute crap out of the Red Sox the other day, so I got them at 21. Next up at number 20, we've got the Miami Marlins, and talk about a team on a cold stretch right now. Really disappointed they didn't do more at the trade deadline. I think they could have got a nice return for a guy like Pablo Lopez, but overall, they've just not been playing good baseball as a whole. Same thing with the Boston Red Sox, man. I don't know what happened to this team. They were awful to start the year, then they were amazing, the hottest team in baseball, and now they're awful again. I don't know what to think of this team. They're just extremely streaky, and honestly, I think it really hurt them because they didn't know whether to be buyers or sellers, because they could always get on another hot streak and sneak into the postseason, but I highly doubt that's going to be the case at this point. Just above them, one of the hottest teams in baseball, like it or not, the Cincinnati Reds. They've been playing very good baseball, and we got that Field of Dreams game coming up. I'm not excited for the matchup between the Reds and the Cubs, but the Reds have been playing very, very good baseball. They have quietly snuck into third place in the NL Central. They have just been hitting the cover off the ball, and their pitching has been surprisingly good enough. I'm not going to say it's been great, but it's been good enough to win baseball games. Cincinnati Reds doing very, very well right now. Just above them, we got the San Francisco Giants, a team I would love to see get hot and sneak into the postseason. Is it likely to happen? Absolutely not, but a kid can dream, right? And then just above them, the Cleveland Guardians, a team that did absolutely nothing to better themselves at the trade deadline. Are they still a decent team? Absolutely. Could they get hot and make the postseason? There's a chance. I'm not going to say it's likely, but there's a chance. But right now I got them as the number 16 team in all of baseball. And getting into the top half of the league here, we've got the Baltimore Orioles, who just continue to win baseball games. Despite trading away Trey Mancini, despite trading away Jorge Lopez, they are still a very good baseball team. Adley Rutschman, man, talk about a guy that's fun to watch. Cornerstone of that franchise. What the hell was that? Very, very good baseball team as a whole. Just above them, a team that I am so disappointed in, but I'm not surprised. That is the Milwaukee Brewers. They're just not a good team. They are not good enough, I should say. They traded away Josh Hader. Now their bullpen's having some struggles. The lineup was never good enough. They should have added at the deadline. And the starting rotation, while it's good at the top, it's not very deep. I just don't really like what the Brewers are doing over there in Milwaukee right now. I understand they're trying to be in this rolling window that they're trying to create, but I think they should just go all in and try to make a postseason push. But right now, I don't even see them as a playoff team, I'll be completely honest. Just above them, another team that's trying to sneak into the postseason, that is the Chicago White Sox. And the White Sox are quietly starting to heat up. The second week in a row I've had them in my power rankings where they have been above 500, 6-4 in their last 10 games on a one-game winning streak at the moment. I think they could get hot and sneak into the postseason. I do think the Twins have the advantage, obviously, with the better record, but you never really know. They're only 2 games back of the division at the moment, so it's anybody's game right now between them, the Guardians, and the Twins. Just above them, we got the Tampa Bay Rays, and nobody's scared of the Tampa Bay Rays when they play them, but they always seem to win. I can't explain it. They just seem to win baseball games. They're really good at winning baseball games. Nobody on that team is scary. You don't go in there being like, oh God. It's not like the Yankees where you have to pitch around Aaron Judge. It's not like even some of the bad teams like my Angels where you got to pitch around Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout sometimes whenever he's on the field. The Rays don't have anybody who's scary, maybe outside of Shane McClanahan. I will say Shane McClanahan is very scary. Outside of that, they have nobody, but they just seem to win baseball games. So I got to have them at number 12. And just above them, the Philadelphia Phillies, man. Can I get a round of applause for the Phillies? Probably people are going to be mad that I didn't sneak them inside my top 10, but I really couldn't. You'll see once I get to the top 10 as to why. But the Philadelphia Phillies, man, just swept the Washington Nationals. They split a series with the Braves. They have just been playing very good baseball. The reason I didn't have them in the top 10 is because that 9-1 record is more reflective of the opponents they were playing, but you always got to give props to teams that, you know, you have to beat these bad teams. They got some of their wins against the Nationals, some of their wins were against the Pirates, but you got to win those games if you want to be a playoff team, and the Phillies are absolutely playing like a playoff team right now. Very close to being a top 10 team in baseball. Okay, and just sneaking inside the top 10, we've got the Minnesota Twins having a very, very tight race in the AL Central right now, but they did just play a very, very good series against our number 7 team, the Toronto Blue Jays, where they split a 4-game series. So I think all these teams are pretty close together, but the Minnesota Twins, I think, are the favorite to win the Central right now, even though it's a very, very tight race between those 3 teams we just mentioned. Just above them, the Seattle Mariners, they did split a series with our number 26 team, the Los Angeles Angels, but overall, I think they are a very good baseball team. I like what they did at the trade deadline, adding Luis Castillo, and I think they will sneak into a playoff spot. Just above them, man, the St. Louis Cardinals swept the New York Yankees. How could I not have them? They're 9-1 in their last 10, just like the St. Louis Cardinals the Philadelphia Phillies like we talked about. But like I said, strength of schedule is why I have the Phillies at 11, and the Cardinals at 8. I can't talk right now. I need more coffee, I guess. But the St. Louis Cardinals, man, very, very impressed with them right now. I love their bullpen. I'm not a huge fan of their starting rotation, but Jordan Montgomery did look very, very good in that rotation. Hopefully they get Jack Flaherty back come postseason time. And their lineup is fantastic, as well as their defense. So love what the Cardinals are doing right now. Just above them, the Toronto Blue Jays, one of the hottest teams in all of baseball right now. Quietly sneaking into the division race. They're still 9.5 games out, but you never know what could happen. The Yankees have lost 5 straight, so not a very good sign for the New York Yankees, but the Toronto Blue Jays sneaking up on them at number 7. All right, we have reached number 6, where I've got the San Diego Padres. I had them at number 4 in my most recent one after the trade deadline, and I still think they're a very good baseball team, but the Dodgers showed in this last series against them after they swept them that they are still the team to beat in the NL West if there was ever a doubt. So the Padres I got at number 5 right now. Hopefully when Tatis gets back, they could sneak into the top 4, maybe even the top 3. Just above them, I got the Atlanta Braves. Well, the Atlanta Braves did have some trouble with the Mets and the Phillies as well. I still think they are a very, very solid team. I love their rotation. I like their bullpen, and I love their lineup. So overall, I think the Braves are still a very good team, even though they had some struggles against the New York Mets. And speaking of New York, just above them, the number 4 team, I got the New York Yankees. Like I said, 5-game losing streak. but they still have 70 wins. One of 4 teams in all of baseball that can say that at the moment. So the New York Yankees still at the number 4 spot despite their recent struggles. And at number 3, we got another riser. That is the New York Mets. They just finished winning 4 of 5 against the Atlanta Braves and have proved that they are the team to beat in the NL East right now. They've got a very comfortable 6.5 game lead over the Braves at the moment, and just phenomenal, man. Edwin Diaz, the best closer in all of baseball at the moment. Jacob deGrom is back. Just watching Jacob deGrom pitch, man, it's a surreal experience. If you have not watched Jacob deGrom start since he's been back, watch Jacob deGrom pitch. It is electrifying. Max Scherzer is still there and dominating, and both of them healthy makes this the best rotation in baseball, in my opinion, or at least the most top-heavy one in all of baseball. And the lineup's been doing good enough. They've been getting a little bit lucky, as some people have noticed, but hey, if it works, it works. The 2015 Kansas City Royals, a very good comparison to this lineup at the moment, but instead they have the most dominant starting pitching staff in all of baseball, while the 2015 Royals had the most dominant bullpen in all of baseball. And now we've reached the top 2. It's not a question of which teams, it's a question of which order, and I think, as you guessed by the thumbnail, we've got the Houston Astros at number 2 and the Los Angeles Dodgers at number 1. The Houston Astros are a very, very good team. I think it's no doubt in my mind they're the best team in the American League at the moment, but they've been playing just okay baseball recently. They got swept by the A's around the trade deadline. They had some troubles with other teams like the Mariners, but as a whole, I think the Astros are the most complete team in the American League, but the Los Angeles Dodgers, man, they are just absolutely beating the, like, pardon my French, but they're beating the absolute shit out of every single person they face. They're just crushing them. They are absolutely crushing them right now. They are 9-1 in their last 10. They're on an 8-game winning streak. They just swept the San Diego Padres, who people thought might have been a challenge for them after they acquired Juan Soto. The Padres are 15.5 games back right now. Like, I think the Dodgers just quietly started absolutely murdering everybody. They had a quiet, quote-unquote, start to the year by being like 10 games over 500. Now, I can't even do the math off the top of my head. They are so many games over 500. 75 wins. They have 5 more wins than any team in all of baseball right now. They are crushing everybody. The lineup is doing well. The pitching is doing fantastic. The defense is there. Everything is doing so well right now in LA. Let's just hope they can keep that momentum through the postseason if they want an actual championship ring and not a Mickey Mouse 2020 ring. So that is going to do it for us in today's episode of my power rankings. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more daily MLB content. Good Morning Baseball will be resuming tomorrow. I have talked to Frank about that, a Good Morning Baseball show. And don't forget to check out Manscaped at manscaped.com and use promo code NMR to receive 20% off. Appreciate them for sponsoring this video, and check out Thrive Fantasy at the link in my description as well if you want to bet some money and get some free money to bet with. So appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for the support. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you have a great rest of your day.